Hey guys, so we are going to continue our read aloud of The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. If you haven't watched our last two videos, check out Miss Abernathy's YouTube channel. You can type in my name, Savannah Abernathy, and that will come up on YouTube. And you can see the first four chapters of The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. If you can't find there, if you go to the Bessemer City Central Facebook page. They're posted there as well. So just a little recap. Our main character is Sarah, and she is at a summer camp that she is not excited to be there. Her brother is completely the opposite. He's super excited to be there. He loves camp. And now Sarah has kind of made enemies with her bunkmates. So the last chapter we were in, they were actually at a campfire, and one of her roommates grabbed her arm and said, "Run." So now we're on chapter 5. I jumped shakily to my feet. "What's wrong?" "Those boys," Meg whispered. She pointed across the fire. "They threw fireworks in the fire. It's going to explode." "Run!" both girls cried. Meg gave me a shove to get me started. I stumbled and then I lurched forward. As I ran, I shut my eyes tight, expecting the blast at any second. Could I get away in time? Were Meg and Brianna escaping it too? I stopped short when I heard the laughter. Shrill, gleeful laughter. "Huh?" Swallowing hard, I turned back and saw half the camp laughing at me. Meg and Brianna slapped each other a high five. "No, oh no," I murmured. How could I fall for such a dumb trick? How could they play such a mean joke on me? They must have told everyone to watch. As I stood at the edge of the clearing by myself, I could feel all the eyes on me. And I could hear kids laughing and making jokes. I saw Jan laughing, and I saw Richard and some of the other counselors grinning and shaking their heads. I know. I should have laughed too. I should have made a joke of it. I shouldn't have let it upset me, but the whole day had been so terrible. I was so nervous and so eager not to make any more mistakes. I could feel my shoulders start to shake up and down. I could feel the tears welling up in my eyes. "No," I ordered myself. "You cannot cry. You cannot allow yourself to cry in front of the whole camp." "Sure, you feel like a total jerk, Sarah, but so what? It was just a joke, just a dumb joke." I felt a hand on my arm, and I pulled away. "Sarah?" Aaron stood beside me. His dark eyes were wide in the shadowy evening light. "I'm okay," I snapped. "Go away." "You're such a bad sport," he said softly. "Why can't you ever let things just slide off of you? It was just a joke. Why go crazy over a dumb joke?" Do you know what I really hate? I really hate it when Aaron is right. I mean, he's my younger brother, right? What does he have to be what right does he have to be the sensible, calm member of the Mass family? It really stings me when Aaron comes on like the older brother. "Do I need your advice?" I snarled. "Take a hike." I gave him a shove toward the campfire. He shrugged and hurried back to his friends. I crept to the campfire. I didn't go to my old seat. It was too close to the fire and too close to Brianna and Meg. I dropped down on the edge of a log near the woods outside the glow of the fire. The darkness cooled me and helped me to calm down. Richard had been talking for a while. I realized I hadn't heard a word he said. He stood in front of a crackling fire. He had a deep, booming voice, but everyone leaned in to hear him better. I gazed around the circle of campers. Their faces glowed orange in the bright firelight. Their eyes sparkled. I wonder if anyone here would be my friend. I knew I was feeling really sorry for myself. I wondered if any other new campers felt the way I did. Richard's voice droned on in the back of my mind. He was saying something about the main lodge, something about the meal schedule, and then he began talking about towels. I started to pay attention when he introduced the head waterfront counselor. Her name was Liz. Everyone clapped when she stood up beside Richard. One of the boys gave a loud wolf whistle. "She's awesome," another boy called out. Everyone laughed. Liz grinned too. She knew she looked really awesome. She waved for everyone to be quiet. "Are you all having a good time?" she called out. Everyone cheered and clapped. Several boys whistled. Well, tomorrow will be your first day at the waterfront, Liz announced. And before you go to the lake, there are lots of water rules we want you to know. Like, don't drink the water, Richard chimed in, unless you're very thirsty. Some kids laughed. I didn't. The thought of drinking that disgusting, slimy water made me sick. Liz didn't laugh either. She frowned at Richard. We need to take this seriously, she scolded. I was serious, Richard joked. Liz ignored him. When you get back to your bunks, you'll find a list of water rules on your bed, she continued, brushing back her long, frizzy red hair. There are 20 rules on the list, and you need to know them all. Huh? 20 rules, I thought. How can there be 20 rules? It will take all summer to learn 20 rules. Liz held up a sheet of paper. I'm going to go over the list with you now. If you have any questions, just call them out. Can we go swimming now? A boy shouted, trying to be funny. Lots of kids laughed, but Liz didn't crack a smile. That's rule number 8, she replied. No night swimming, even if counselors are with you. Richard is pretty funny. He seems like a good guy, but Liz seemed so serious. The sheet of paper fluttered in the wind. She gripped it with both hands. Her red hair caught the glow of the fire. The most important rule at Camp Cold Lake is the buddy system, Liz announced. When you are in the lake, you must always have a buddy. She glanced quickly at the campers seated around her. Even if you are only wading and up to your ankles, you must have a swimming buddy with you, she said. You may have a different buddy each time, or you may choose a buddy for the whole summer, but you must always have a buddy. She took a deep breath. Are there any questions? Will you be my buddy? A boy shouted. Everyone laughed. I laughed too. The kid's timing was perfect. But once again, Liz didn't crack a smile. As waterfront counselor, I will act as everyone's buddy, she replied seriously. Now, rule number 2, she continued. Never swim more than 3 boat lengths from one of our safety boats. Rule number 3, no shouting or pretending to be in trouble in the water. No horseplay. No kidding around. Rule number 4. She talked on, reading off all 20 rules. I groaned. She talks to us like we're 5-year-olds, I thought. And there are so many water rules. Let me repeat one more time about the buddy system Liz was saying. Gazing past the fire, I could see the dark lake, smooth and black and silent. The lake has tiny waves, no current, no dangerous tides. So why are there so many rules? I wondered. What are they scared of? So before I move on to chapter 6, I'm thinking about Liz. We've kind of met a new character here. And since this is Camp Cold Lake and we know there's going to be a lot of water sports, Liz being that top water counselor, we're probably going to see a lot of her. And so far, we see that she takes her job very seriously. So I could call her very serious as a character trait. I could say she's very professional. She's all about safety. So those are some things that I've learned about her so far. She doesn't laugh at everybody's jokes, so we know she's kind of like serious. We know Richard, the counselor, is kind of like a jokester. That would be a good character trait to describe him because he's always laughing and kind of making jokes. And we know that he's very different from Liz. All right. And the last thing they emphasized was why there are so many rules. What could we be scared of? I don't know. Chapter 6. Liz talked for at least half an hour. Richard kept cracking jokes. More evidence that he's going to be the jokester. Trying to make her laugh, but she never even smiled. She talked some more about every rule on the list. Then she told us to read the list carefully when we got back to our cabins. Have a safe summer, everyone, she called out. See you at the waterfront. Everyone cheered and whistled again as Liz stepped away from the fire. I yawned and stretched my hands over my head. That was really boring, I thought. I've never heard of a place having so many rules. I swatted another mosquito on my neck. I was starting to feel really itchy. That's what being outdoors does to me. It makes me itch like crazy. The fire had died down, and a blanket of purple embers glowed on the ground. The night air grew cool. To end the campfire, Richard told everyone to stand and sing the camp song. You new campers probably won't know the words, he said. You're lucky. Everyone laughed, and then Richard began to sing, and everyone joined in. I tried to follow along, but I couldn't catch all of the words. I picked up pieces of the song. Get in the swim, show your vigor and vim. Every son and daughter should be in the water, the cold, cold water of Camp Cold Lake. Yuck. I agreed with Richard about the words to the song. They were so lame. Gazing across the fire, I saw Aaron singing his heart out. He seemed to know every word already. How does he do it? I wondered, scratching my itchy legs. How does he manage to be so perfect? To fit in everywhere? I'm kind of thinking that Sarah is being a little jealous of her brother right now. Would you agree with that? Yeah, I'm going to say jealous. As the song ended, Richard raised his hands for quiet. I have a few final announcements, he called out. First of all, none of you can carry a tune. Second, I didn't hear the rest. I turned to Brianna and Meg standing beside me. I took a step back. What do you want? I snapped. We want to apologize, Brianna said. Meg nodded. Yeah, we're sorry we played that dumb joke on you. Richard's voice droned on behind us. Brianna put a hand on my shoulder. We got off to a bad start, she said. Let's start all over again. Okay, Sarah? Yeah, let's start fresh, Meg agreed. A smile spread over my face. Great, I said. Excellent. Excellent, Brianna repeated, smiling too. She slapped me on the back. A fresh start. Richard was still making announcements. Tomorrow at 4:30, those interested in windsurfing, Aaron will probably try that, I thought. I watched Brianna and Meg walk away. A fresh start, I thought. I began to feel a lot happier. The happy feeling lasted for about 2 seconds, and then my back started to itch. I turned to the fire and saw Brianna and Meg staring back at me. They were both giggling. Other kids had turned away from Richard and were watching me. Oh, I groaned when I felt something warm wiggle against my back. Something warm and dry moving under my t-shirt. Oh, it moved again. I reached one hand back and poked it under my shirt. What is it? What did Brianna put back there? I grabbed the thing and pulled it out and started to scream. So I'm going to let you wonder what you think they put down her back until our next chapter. So that was chapter 5 and 6. So make sure you tune in for chapter 7 and 8.